I'm sure a lot of people have a decent understanding of what heavy metal is, but I don't think a lot of people really realize just how influential and complex the genre really is. Heavy metal originated in 1968 when Ozzy Osbourne created the band Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath just kind of came at the world with this whole new sound that they created. It was dark and gritty, and their lyrics were just about devils and sorcerers and just unsettling things, and people did not expect it at all. This really heavy sound that they created would shock people. People would walk into their concerts and literally go running because they had never heard anything like it before. A lot of people really liked this new sound that they made, and after that a lot of bands really tried to imitate this sound, and every band just wanted to be heavier and heavier. By the time the early 80s rolled around, you had all kinds of metal bands coming out. You had all kinds of new genres coming out. In the Bay Area, you had bands like Motley Crue, Quiet Riot, Def Leppard that were coming out with this glam rock. It was very theatric, lots of costumes, stuff like that. You had metal making its way into pop, stuff like Van Halen. And then you had thrash metal, which is bands like Metallica and Pantera, Slayer, just these real heavy bands that just came out of nowhere, and everyone loved them. Could not get enough of them. By the time the late 80s rolled around, the mainstream metal was kind of slowing down a bit, but the metal genre just continued to grow more and more. You had things like nu metal, which is a fusion of rap and metal. Bands like Linkin Park and Disturbed and Limp Bizkit, stuff like that. You had things like death metal, which was just very extreme with growling vocals, heavily influenced by the previous thrash metal bands like Slayer and stuff. All these bands were super dark with just themes of death and sadism and all kinds of stuff. It really was crazy. And nowadays you look at it and metal is continuing to thrive. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people don't really listen to it, but you'd be really surprised by the amount of genres out there and just the amount of expansiveness it has. You got stuff like black metal, you got all kinds of stuff. And I'm really sure it's not everyone's cup of tea, but yeah.